Okay, so looking at this question, an equilateral triangle has an area of 15 square centimetres. We want to know what is the perimeter. So usually when you're tackling a worded problem, it's always better to draw the triangle. Now one thing we know about an equilateral triangle is all sides are the same, so let's call them x. Now the area is actually base times height divided by 2. So we've actually got two variables that we're working with. So all we need to do is find out what h is in terms of x. So just this triangle here, I'm going to redraw. Our hypotenuse is x, and this is half of whatever x is for our height. So using Pythagoras, that squared plus that squared must equal that squared, or that squared take away that squared will give us h squared. So let's write that one out. X squared minus all of that squared must equal h squared. Now let's make this look a bit tidier. So first of all, let's expand out this bracket. X times x is x squared, and on the denominator 2 times 2 is 4. Now what I want to do here is I want to simplify this into one term because it's currently two terms. So if I times that by 4 over 4 there, 4 lots of x squared over 4 minus 1 lot of x squared over 4 must be 3 lots of x squared over 4. So what I did is I times that 4 by the top and bottom, it's still the same value as x squared. Now that must equal h squared. So to find out what h is, we're going to take the square root of all of it, one at a time. So it's the square root of 3, the square root of x squared, and the square root of 4, because we square in each bit individually down here. So I square root all of them. Now that means the square root of x squared is simply x. The square root of 3 is going to be a horrible number, so let's just leave that as the square root of 3. And the square root of 4 must be 2. So we now know what h is in terms of x. Now going back to our original question, our area is base times height divided by 2. So I know the area is 15, let's plug that in. I know my base is x, and I know my height is x root 3 over 2, and I'm dividing all of that by 2. So to simplify this up, x times x is x squared, and 2 over 2 is the same as over 4. So x times x gives us our x squared, and divided by 2 is the same as dividing it by 4. Now I just rearrange this equation. 4 times 15 gives us 60, must be x squared times root 3. Now if I divide 60 by the square root of 3, that will give me x squared. So what I need to do now is, so I'm just going to type that in, let's have a look. So 60 divided by the square root of 3 gives me that number, and now if I square root it, so the square root that answer will give me the value of x. So x must be 5.88566. Now it's asking for the perimeter, the original question. If that's the base, times that by 3, and my perimeter must be 17.66 centimetres. So 2 decimal places. There is your very difficult A grade question.